So do you have a New Year's resolution? Is this something that you want to do? Perhaps you're with a partner that you're thinking, you looked at the way they were chewing their food at the Christmas table and thought, that person needs to go. You know, perhaps you're looking at yourself thinking, I've eaten too much, I need to get myself fit. Or perhaps you're actually looking for love. Many of us try and resolve to do things like giving up alcohol or give up meat or try and go vegan, or perhaps you're planning to only eat meat, even if it's only just for January. But some find the festive season a bit of a struggle and resolve to find true love, to get rid of somebody who's getting in their way. My next guests know all about that. I'm going to start with Sarah Davidson. Now, if you've decided that one of your New Year's resolutions is to change a relationship, then listen up. Divorce coach Sarah Davidson and podcaster is here to tell us more about that. Also joining me is Lee Webb. He's a personal trainer who will help you get fit. And then we've got Natalia, who will talk about how we can choose to find our partners. Right, so I'm going to start with you. Today is a huge day for people who want to sign up for divorce, I hear. Is this true?
Yes, it's divorce day is the first working day that we're back in the office. That's when family lawyers tend to report that they get more inquiries than any other day of the year after the Christmas holidays, which is going to happen because that time, quality time with your partner, if there's cracks in that relationship, is going to make it worse. So that's why quite often this is the boom time, unfortunately, for breakups.
And what do they do? People just literally filing for divorce straight off?
Yeah, people are definitely making inquiries about how do I break up, what does that look like, what's the process, how do I get support? So, yeah, that's what we see a lot of at this time of year. And it's a difficult time for people. Even if you're making the decision to go, it can be really difficult to process.
So you're a divorce coach. I mean, some people may not have heard your story. So, you know, what happened to you? Because you did this out of experiencing divorce yourself.
I did indeed, yes. About 12 years ago, I found out of the blue that my husband didn't want to be married to me anymore.
How did you find out?
Yeah, you love that question. The juicy story. Yeah, well, I found out because I found a contact lens box in my bedside table, and I don't wear contact lenses, and it had a false eyelash in it. And,
oh dear.
And so I knew that, well, something was wrong. So it all came out then. And my ex-husband was very happy, met someone he was madly in love with, and moved on very quickly and started a new family. So I went through that trauma and did all that, you know, ugly crying and not knowing what was going to happen next. Really scary times. And I think
was she attractive?
She was absolutely beautiful, yes, unfortunately. It makes it worse, but yeah, absolutely beautiful, still is. And, you know, I think it does make it a bit harder.
So she hasn't got fat then, you can't help her out, Lee.
No, unfortunately, she's still lovely. So, yeah, and we actually get on really well now, so, yeah.
That helps, that helps.
Yeah, it does, yeah, it does.
Have you ever been divorced? Have you been through divorce, Lee, or anything like that?
I have, about 8-9 years ago. I wasn't divorced, but I split up with my kid's mum, and it was quite a traumatic time. I was fit anyhow, because I was a personal trainer back then, and I just had a mad 6 months of going to nightclubs, pretending I was 20 all over again. Yeah, so it was pretty much like that, making myself look silly. And then after about 6 months, I kind of knuckled down, went on a couple of dating apps, and sort of like had one relationship after the other, which wasn't good for me at the time.
It's never good for anyone.
So this time round, I stopped a little bit longer, and then I'm now into a new relationship.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's lovely. And with your previous partner, you've got like 5 kids, are you?
I had 5 children, all with the same partner as well. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. Maybe that had something to do with it. So many children. So with this divorce, this obviously people going through this. Well, what is the first thing? Is the first thing to contact the solicitor? What was your first thing that you did?
Well, I mean, my situation, it was quite difficult because we weren't really communicating very well at that point, and I've definitely learned a lot from that experience. But if you can sit down and have a conversation and be amicable, that's great. You know, you don't want to have huge legal costs. That's one of the things we want to avoid. And there's easier ways of getting divorced these days. So you don't have to go to a lawyer. You can do it online even. So there's other ways to do it. But communication is going to be key to help you through.
See, now once you've got rid of that person or they've got rid of you, you might do the thing that you went out, you maybe eat a load of things, put on a lot of weight, or perhaps you're just thinking, I want to get fit.